The O'Reilly Factor's on tonight.
If I'm fortunate enough to be your president, we're going to roll up our sleeves and get to work, because that's when we're at our best.
Hillary Clinton could lose. Talking Points will tell you how and why. Also, the latest polling cannot be pleasing the Clinton campaign.
There is new evidence that the FBI's investigation of the Clinton Foundation is not dead.
Secretary Clinton has new problems on the foundation front. We'll have the latest information on that very important story.
What is great about this country?
Moonshine liquor. That's what us hillbillies like.
Also tonight, Waters going to West Virginia to ask the folks what's good about the country and what's not so good.
Would you ever take me hunting?
Yeah, I would. I don't know if you could keep up.
Caution. You are about to enter the no-spin zone. Factor begins right now. Hi, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching us tonight. Congratulations to the Chicago Cubs, World Series champs. Joe Madden and his crew deserve it, and we'll talk about it in the tip of the day. But first, Hillary Clinton could lose the election. That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. Most of the polls say the same thing. Donald Trump's gaining momentum. FNC's analysis of the Electoral College now has Hillary Clinton only slightly above the 270 votes needed to win. So there should be grave concern in the Clinton camp. The reason the secretary may lose is that the tipping point may have been reached. If you are familiar with Malcolm Gladwell's theory, bad things mount up, then suddenly, at a dramatic moment, everything comes crashing down. For Hillary Clinton, the FBI may be the tipster. Not only is the email investigation now reopened, but Fox News is reporting that the Clinton Foundation also under heavy scrutiny by federal investigators. We'll give you the facts on both stories in just a few moments. It seems many voters are becoming disenchanted with the entire Clinton situation because the controversies are seemingly endless. We're not talking about fervent Democrats or liberal zealots. We're talking about ordinary Americans who vote on the basis of what is best for the country. Now, early in the campaign, Talking Points gave Hillary Clinton some good advice, and that was to speak directly to the American people through a series of interviews. Explain the email stuff. Spell out the Clinton Foundation controversy. Give straight answers to straight questions. The Clinton campaign told us she would likely do an interview with the Factor. That has turned out not to be true. Even when Mrs. Clinton did appear here on the phone, talking about the terror attack in France, she indicated she was going to speak with me. But this isn't personal. Since September 12th, Hillary Clinton has not done not one, national television interview with a journalist. She is hiding. She is also imperious, feeling that she's above questioning. And if elected president, you can expect very little interaction with the press or with the folks from Secretary Clinton. So all of this, the continuing ethical problems, the detachment from the voters, the attitude that she deserves the presidency, all of it is playing into her declining poll numbers. There are 5 days left before the vote. We expect more hacking leaks and perhaps some new personal attacks on Donald Trump. But the only thing holding Mrs. Clinton up right now is Mr. Trump's negatives. But they will not mean very much if the marginal Clinton support stays home on Election Day, and that's a very real possibility. Summing up, Hillary Clinton thought she had the election locked up, but she could very well find herself defeated come November 8th. The tipping point may have been reached. And that's a memo. Now for the top story. 2 investigations concerning Secretary Clinton. Fox News anchor Bret Baier broke the story last night. The FBI is seriously looking at the Clinton Foundation, trading access for charitable money. Joining us from Washington with the latest, Chief D.C. correspondent James Rosen. All right, James, what do you have for us tonight?
So, Bill, we all know that the FBI has reopened the investigation into Secretary Clinton's private server. Separate from that, a well-placed source inside the FBI confirmed to me tonight that there are indeed 2 parallel FBI probes here, the email case and the Clinton Foundation case, with the latter probe ongoing for more than a year, as Bret Baier and others have been reporting. I am told that the consensus view among FBI agents is that the foundation case is stronger than the email case now, but chiefly because of the way the email case was handled. In particular, the agents are just furious that James Comey and the DOJ, for example, authorized immunity deals for both Cheryl Mills and Heather Samuelson, two lawyers for Hillary Clinton, the latter of whom actually reviewed all the emails for her, rather than using the immunity grant with one of them as leverage to have her flip.
All right, and let me stop you there. And the other thing is, we know that there was no grand jury, so everything had to funnel through a political process in the Justice Department run by Loretta Lynch, the Attorney General, who is under deep suspicion now that she is covering for Hillary Clinton. But let's get back to the foundation. The essential FBI allegation or what they're interested in is that as Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton allowed people to donate money and then they got favors in return. Is that what it is?
Right. This would be called, in what the agents would, the terminology they would use, is a public corruption case. They're investigating whether there were improper relationships between Hillary Clinton's State Department and the Clinton Foundation, where, the allegation goes, if you gave a certain amount of money to the foundation, then you received favors of some kind, some benefit from the Clinton State Department.
Yes.
We should point out that the Clinton campaign
serious.
and the Clinton Foundation all deny any wrongdoing. I have one other update for you, one other point I wanted to make. With regard to the email case, which again has been reopened by the FBI, I asked this source inside the FBI, a veteran with decades of experience, if there's a single individual within the FBI who believes that the Secretary of State's private server wasn't hacked. And this source said no, and added, it's pretty certain she was hacked.
Yeah,
and,
and there are fingerprints that they can see if it was hacked. But I don't want to do speculation, Rosen, tonight. When you get who's hacked it and what they got, then that's going to be huge. And we appreciate it very much, as always. Now let's go to Ed Henry, who's also in Washington this evening. He's following the email situation. So what's going on in that precinct, Henry?
Bill, a couple of major developments, and here's why it matters. Number one, we're hearing tonight that as the FBI sifts through some of the emails on Anthony Weiner's laptop, that some of them, in fact, connect between Hillary Clinton and Huma Abedin. Why is that significant? Last weekend, when this story broke about James Comey sort of renewing this, the Clinton camp tried to spin it and say, this is just Huma's emails, nothing to do with Hillary Clinton, and it's probably just duplicate stuff we've seen in previous document dumps. An FBI source telling me tonight, no, they're getting hits on things that are new that they had not seen before. So it raises more questions.
All right,
about
let me stop you there.
Yeah.
So what would the FBI would be looking for would be national security information going from Hillary Clinton's private server, all right, which we all know she's used and she's admitted it, into Ms. Abedin's computer, all right, which Anthony Weiner has access to.
And he did not have a security clearance.
Right.
He was no longer in Congress in recent years. So why would he have access to that? Here's another big thing, a big development today from WikiLeaks. I'm sifting through all these emails, and there's a couple there in which Clinton's own aides in 2015 were raising questions about, did she really turn over all official email like she told the public? Remember, she said, I only deleted the personal ones that had to do with yoga routines. Her own staff was doubting that, and they had a question amongst themselves. What did she call personal? Stuff with Huma Abedin and Cheryl Mills because they're close friends? Well, Hillary Clinton never answered that. Why is that significant? It ties back to what James Rosen just reported. Huma Abedin was at the State Department on the payroll. Her emails, not all of them, some could have been personal, but most of them should have been official business. Taxpayers were paying her salary at the State Department along with Cheryl Mills. But they also, Abedin and Mills, did work at the Clinton Foundation.
Yeah.
They were paid by them. And that ties back because when you ask James Rosen about favors between the State Department and Clinton Foundation donors, wouldn't the emails of Huma Abedin and Cheryl Mills, who were at the nexus of that, be
well, we don't want to speculate. Again, we want to keep it where it is. But I will say this, it might be quite an inauguration if Secretary Clinton wins. There could be a lot of other things happening other than the oath.
That is the big question. Let me give you a quick bit of new information. The FBI source I spoke to tonight said, look, the big question is not what happens today or tomorrow before the election. It's what happens the day after the election.
Yeah.
Are these FBI agents who feel privately tell us they have been handcuffed in this investigation, will they be allowed to follow the facts? Or if Hillary Clinton is elected the day after, will they be told,
well, you know, there's a whistleblower law in this country, and also FBI agents certainly have access to the media if they want. on it. Ed Henry, thank you very much. One footnote, James Rosen's book, A Torch Kept Lit, Great Lives of the 20th Century, featuring William F. Buckley Jr., big bestseller. You might want to check it out. Next on the Rundown, brand new polling, we have the numbers for you. Then another possible scandal, big shot at the Justice Department, was leaking stuff to the Clinton campaign about the email investigation. Wait till you hear this. It never ends, does it? Upcoming.